thrown into fire. They'd expand and then explode randomly through the night, keeping away wild animals by making that audible boom that we all expect. In the 9th century, Chinese alchemists were searching for the elixir of immortality, and they stumbled across has not changed, mostly potassium nitrate as well as charcoal and sulphur. From China, fireworks travelled across the globe, reaching Europe by the 13th century, where they became a mainstay of religious festivals and celebrations. But what makes fireworks so spectacular and eye-catching? Well, it's the vibrant colours and the sounds that they make when they're lit. Although they do seem so magical when their sparks ignite, it's actually all in the science. So it all starts with this little fella here, the aerial shell. And when they're ignited by this burst charge, they go off. So pretty. It's got different metal powders or salts in it, and when the star ignites, a huge amount of energy is given off. It goes into the atoms in the metal, and then when those atoms of metal cool down, they give off energy in the form of light, and then different metals give you different colours. So let me get this straight. Copper gives you blue. Yep. Barium gives you green.
That's correct.
And if you want iridescent red, you've got to go for strontium.
Absolutely.
Now, there's hundreds of different pyrotechnic formulae that'll give you different results. So apparently, if you want to whistle, what you've got to have is lots of gas going through a fairly small hole. So, Fortunato, I'm seeing this sort of little powder here, tiny particles. What do they do?
This granules, what they do once ignited, they'll make a crackling effect.
Oh, wow! That's them. Now, that sound was amazing. It was so sharp. It wasn't smeared. It was like... How do you do that?
So what happens is the chemicals form like a molten blob, so to speak. Yep. And as it expands and cracks, it gets the air, and of course, it goes crack.
Now, you might think that fireworks are easy to make. No way! Really rely on the professionals and the experts, like the Foti family. And so when you're at the fireworks the next time and you can see those rainbow colours coruscating across the sky, and you can feel a thump coming through your chest, remember, it's all based on science. Now, Fortunato, what's your biggest firework?
Carl, we've actually got one that weighs 70 kilos. 70
kilos?
You want to come and have a look?
Talking my language, brother.
Let's go.
So there you have it, Charlie. If you've ever wondered, that's how fireworks are made. Thank you, Dr. Carl. Also, a huge thanks to the Foti family and the City of Sydney who helped make this night so special.
And for those fireworks and everything else, you have the best seat in the house. The 9 p.m. Calling Country fireworks are not far away. Then we'll be kicking off our concert headlined by, well, let's call him an honorary Australian, Robbie Williams. He will hit the stage. There's a few fans in tonight for whoever that is. He'll be hitting the stage right before the clock ticks over to 2025.
Yeah, and given how big this production is, if you're sitting around Sydney Harbour, give us a little wave, because you might just get on the telly. This year, we've got more cameras than ever before.
We have got cameras in every nook and cranny. Check it out. You will see the harbour and the fireworks from every possible angle. Angles we've never had before.
And the view from our helicopter up in the sky, I can hear it right now. Take a look at that amazing view.
Wow, and to any kids wondering what that is, a helicopter is a big drone. And, you know, fun fact, I will be using that very helicopter to get home later tonight and beat the traffic.
Wait, what the hell? Why didn't I get that invite?
No, it's only 2 seats and Robbie and I called dibs, so sorry about that.
Unbelievable.
Now, let's not forget that the 9 p.m. Calling Country fireworks are getting closer and closer. The famous harbour that we gather on tonight has been a meeting place for tens of thousands of years, and this year, the Calling Country has extra significance.
Yeah, the City of Sydney's inspiration for tonight is Women of the Water. We're celebrating the First Nations women of Sydney Cove, in particular Barangaroo. Barangaroo is the name of the land not too far from where we're currently standing. Land named after a remarkable woman. With cultural and family connections from Redfern to Queensland, here is proud Aboriginal woman Binawee Bales to tell us more.
I'm about to tell you the most amazing story you've never heard. Barangaroo was a leader in the Gamarego clan of the Eora Nation. the traditional custodians of the lands along the northern shores of the Sydney Harbour. When I think of Barangaroo, I think of strength, of spirit, of culture, of love for our land and our people. I think of the women who came before her and those who followed. Barangaroo knew these waters. She fished them, lived by them, and protected them. In those times, it was the women like her who gathered the food from these waters. It was the women who crafted the tools essential for sustenance and trade. The women were the keepers of that knowledge, passed down to them through generations of matriarchs. Their role as providers earned these women their power to bring people together, to care for them, to make sure they had what they needed to survive and thrive. No matter how much the world around us changed, vital for the continued existence of the Eora Nation. Because the harbour was the heart of our people, the same harbour that is a meeting place now, where so many are gathered around tonight. When I think of Barangaroo, I can still feel her presence with me now. Her knowledge is as important today as it was then. Like the importance of connection to country, to culture, to past, present and future, of not taking more than we need, so our children and their children continue to enjoy the gifts of the land and the seas, and how we must never forget the power we hold to stand tall and stay resilient together into the future. The wisdom of Barangaroo's values is a blueprint for us to live by today. Tonight, we see the story of Barangaroo throughout the harbour. In the projections, the colours and the lights, reflecting her essence and strength of character, a reminder of her fierce femininity.
Coming